Your next comedian coming to the stage. It's absolutely hilarious. One of the best in town. Please keep it going for Ed Konyha, everybody.
Guys, it's good to be here. I'm in my 50s now. Yeah, thank you. But one thing I don't like is when people who are my age, they do things that are undignified and unbefitting of their age. I saw this guy today, must have been at least 55 or 60, and he was on a skateboard. I was thinking to myself, look at how old this dude is, and he's on his skateboard. What a friggin' loser. And then I jumped on my BMX and I rode away. No, I'm of the generation that actually doesn't get spoken of as much. I'm from Generation X. And for you, those who don't know, that's the generation between the two generations that get talked about way too much, which is millennials and boomers. Okay, but to the millennials out there, hey, we don't like the boomers either, by the way. I mean, you guys have to remember, if those jerks were criticizing you, they were criticizing us, Like they say, and we hear all the things that they're saying, like dumb stuff, like, oh, if you millennials, you guys got all your participation trophies. That's why you're so soft, right? They love throwing that one out there, right? But I'm about to dispel a myth for you guys right now. Generation X also got participation trophies. I got participation trophies. Yeah, the only difference is, unlike you millennial wimps, we earn them. Yeah. I had to climb up a hill that steep, okay, and snow this high to get my But no, seriously, I do like millennials. I like young people, because they're so inspiring, like they're so forward thinking and progressive. In fact, I saw a millennial the other day, at the Shoppers Drug Mart. He was out in his romper, adulting, and he's in the shampoo section. I thought I'd help him out. I said, "Hey, buddy, you gonna buy that shampoo with your own money? That's great. It's a big step for you." That No Tears brand, that's a good one too. But that's the No Tears promise. That's not going to work outside the shower. You do realize that. But no, actually, getting back to myself again, the one thing, because I am getting older, I thought, in order to fight my age, what I do is just lose a bunch of weight, which I did. In the past 2 months, I dropped 25 pounds. Yeah, for real. Yeah, thank you. And, but it's different at my age, like when you're a guy in his 20s and you lose a bunch of weight, you're walking around and they're like, "Hey, Ed, looking good, keep doing what you're doing, looking great, keep that up," At my age, they're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ed's dying." I mean, I tell people I'm dying too because I'm too embarrassed to tell them I'm doing keto. Yeah, but the thing is, the way I did it, okay, was that I worked out. I kind of did it old school, and I hate working out like most people, but I psyched myself up to do it, and the way I psyched myself up, I came up with a technique. I basically just stood buck naked in front of a full-length mirror and body shamed myself. Yeah, I just stood there and said, "Hey man, look what you done. Look what you did to yourself, man. Your pecs are all saggy, your gut's hanging out. You're pathetic, And the worst part about that whole process, the worst part for me was whenever that guy would come and tap me on the shoulder and say, "Hey man, do you mind? These mirrors are for us guys lifting weights over here." And so, I'm like, "Whatever, musclehead. I paid my membership. Jeez, I gotta listen to you. You're not the boss of me." Yeah, but who really is enjoying my weight loss is my wife. Because I grew the beard and lost a bunch of weight at the same time. So she's like, She's like, oh my God, you look like a different person. I'm like, oh, that's great. So I look like a different guy, and you're turned on. Is that what you're getting at? Like you're all excited now because like I look like a completely different dude. Is that what you're saying? Like the sex is going to be so much hotter, right? Like because I look like somebody completely different. This is what you're telling me. And she says, yeah, but it's okay, because I know it's still Ed. I said, who the hell is Ed? My name is Frank, and I'm here to fix your faucet. It's funny. Very simple things change when you get older. Very simple things change. Like, for example, like even watching, like my favorite thing to do, which is watch hockey. You guys hockey fans? Any hockey fans here? Okay, wrong crowd. I should. Oh, it's on. 1 and 2. Okay, well that's okay. When I'm when I was a little kid and I watched hockey game, like on TV, it was like these guys, these hockey players are like superheroes, like. But now when I'm watching a hockey game, all I notice are like that the commentators are like guys my age, like a bunch of middle-aged dudes, and the whole show is then commenting on the physical attributes of much younger dudes. It's just that for 2 hours, like it's like, hey Bob, yeah, I like this Canucks new rookie, he's a good-looking Swedish kid. He's a big boy. He's got a mature frame on him. Let me tell you something. Might be a teenager, but he's got the body of a full-grown man. This kid's really physical too. Really likes to get into those corners. He likes to grind it out. He's got those big, soft hands. He's definitely going to make my fantasy team. He's got a great ass. I'm gonna say this, before I head out. But there's one other thing which you don't think about, but the young people will realize, is when you get older, like you'll realize there's certain things you can't even say anymore. Like you literally can't say them. Like I'll give you an example. Like one of the things I used to love to say when I was in my 20s, even my early 30s, love to say it. My favorite thing. Whenever some middle-aged guy would piss me off, I'd say, "Screw you, old man." Like just really lean into it, And yeah, so. I could still say it, but now, like at my age, I'm just screaming at a senior citizen. It really loses something. But I actually remember the day I stopped saying it. I remember I was about to cross an intersection, and this guy in this sports car, right? Middle-aged dude. He basically runs a red light, and he almost hits me, and like right on cue, I shouted, "Screw you, old man!" And he like screeches his tires, comes to a halt, and he rolls down his window, and he looks at me and he says, "Old man?" He says, "Dude, how old are you?" I was like 46 at the time. And he's like, "I'm 2 years younger than you are." It was awkward. Like I didn't know what to say. Like he had me cornered. I couldn't think. The only thing I could think of was, well, why don't you take better care of yourself? And then I jumped on my BMX and I rode away. You guys are great. Have a good night.